Yo, 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 yo. So I was saying that, and then I said this, and then I went there, and then I.
Like a professional.
Right? I'm as busy as I've ever been. I'm as on point as I've ever been. I'm as efficient as I've ever been. But some things don't translate yet. Some things don't translate yet. Mostly because I'm not sure I found what I want yet. I know more and more what I represent and who I want to be, but I'm not sure what I want. There's an infinity within everything, right? So you can always zoom in or zoom out till infinity in whatever subject or whatever context or in whatever discipline or whatever level you're on or in or whatever. So like for me specifically in the music world, on the music scene, you could be like, there's an infinity to how to write a song, and there's an infinity to how to release a song, and there's an infinity within how you market yourself, how you market the music. So like, it's why I said distracted is because you get so many things at the same time. It's hard to know what to focus on and what to prioritize when technically everything needs to be done perfectly, you know? And they were telling me, who's Zach Zoya? Who's Zach Zoya? And I was like, what do you mean? It's me. It's this. You heard the music? You heard the song? It's pretty dope, right? That's me. That's what Zach Zoya is. But now looking back, I think I understand better. Especially somebody like me who I think I'm pretty versatile. I do a lot. But versatile and spread out can be one and the same thing, right? You can see it as a good thing or you can see it as a bad thing. It's neither. It's both. So in being so versatile, I had to find a way to, if I can do everything, who am I, right? If I'm trying to do everything, who am I? So I think I've tried to be more specific in what I do musically, and that led me to question myself more and more precisely on who is Zach Zoya. Rap is really performative, but it also, it's braggadocio. Just, you know, I got things you don't have. I have money, women, riches. I can do this, you can't, type of thing. And I think that's why most, you know, little boys start rapping, because it gives you that, hey, fuck that type of energy. And I think that's what I started with. But the more and more I started like making music, I realized it's not really the most fun part. Projecting and being all confident is not the most part of the actual music making. I think my music that is emotionally driven and where I'm vulnerable ends up being like better music. I was doing all these different things, right? I had rap, but I was doing some R&B, I was doing some pop stuff and like some stuff that's unreleased, right? Nobody's ever seen it. And the rap was the part that was out there because that's the easy way in to me. You just go out there, super confident, don't care about nothing. It's my first show, don't give a fuck. I'm going out there, I'm that guy. I'm that guy you ain't heard of, but you about to know about, type thing, right? And then you go on stage and people embrace you. You're like, oh, okay, so I don't need to do all that. I don't need to do all that because they like it. So then, oh, you slipping a little vulnerability in there. You're slipping a little more, and then you're slipping a little more. And then next thing you know, you're open, your full-on self to the public. And I'm getting closer to that point. Be in touch with your emotions. Like, that's my message, because that's also something I can tell myself and be at peace. When I go to sleep at night, I'm like, what did I say today? What did I say in that song I dropped last week? What did I say? And it's more than just music, because music is now my life. So what did I contribute to the world today? Did I help reinforce something that I felt like was that thing that made me more confident? Or did I like break the illusion for a little second and maybe help a little guy or a little girl there, like, like you never know whose day you impacted. And I think that being emotionally open is not my mission. If I don't really have a one solid philosophy that allows me to go through life without really asking myself questions, I think I'm too curious to let it be only one answer. And to come back to what I was saying, I think that's why I'm distracted. I think I'm too curious to let it be one thing. And so I always try to get to the bottom of things. And then when I get to what I thought was a bottom, I can see that there's another bottom over there. And I try to keep going. And then I realize that if I get out of that tube of endless, bottomless thingness and go on this other side and get into it and get curious about it, I can learn for infinity too. And as a living thing, as a sentient being, I struggle with that. I don't know where to start knowing there's an infinity to everything. I don't know where to go. And it's hard to prioritize when you don't know what's the most important. And I try to talk about that in my music, but like that's a big concept to fit in there. And one thing that I think I don't like about music is the fact that you're kind of forced to simplify big thoughts if you want to fit them in there. Because otherwise, like, write an essay, like, write a book, a novel, a series, like a series enough. Like, music is limiting in that sense. But there's also a different kind of beauty that I haven't experienced in anything else that I find in music. And maybe that's a personal thing. I'll never know. Maybe I'll know deep down the line. If I wanted to, I can be vulnerable as hell in the studio every day. That's one thing. Like, because I don't think I started at like 15, so I don't know what it's like to be an adult not in music. I don't know what it's like to be out there and not in music, because it's just what I've been doing. So I guess that's one thing that I'll look back at and be like, glad I had this avenue where I could be like very vulnerable and very open with my feelings without even needing to like break them all down. Like, I can be honest without saying, this is what's going on in my life right now, and this girl said this and this and this, and it fucked me up in this way and this. But no, you speak it, you sing it. You sing it. I'll keep saying it, but I've been blessed. I've been so blessed. I've performed like throughout the whole pandemic, even though like during shows, I was blessed. Like, people just kept showing me opportunities just come your way, right? It just kept on happening, but it just put it in perspective. Like I said, it's just like something I took totally for granted. Shows? What do you mean? Seeing people? When that's your like bread and butter, I think it's a bit more scary. Like, it was scary for everybody, but like it put my dream in danger. I think that's a good way to put it. It threatened the very nature of the great thing I want to do, which is just be out there, be part of the conversation, just be on a bigger scale. You know what I mean? It can't just be just Quebec. It can't be just Canada. It has to be the world to me. I'm from a very francophone, very small town, very much love to everybody that's from Rwanda, but like small dreams, settle for less type of mentality where it's kind of like, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that works. That works for me. I'll have a job and like kids, and I'll have my truck and I'll be all right. And my Sunday nights are going to be popping, and that's what I'll live for the rest of my life. And to me, honest, maybe that's the way to go. Maybe that's the good way to go about life. But forever, I knew that's not what I'm not gonna say I was destined for bigger things, because I don't believe in that. I just think I wanted more than that for multiple reasons. But I've always wanted a bigger thing. I've always wanted to see other places. I grew up in a tiny city this big in the middle of like the woods, 8 hours away from everything. So my whole life has been go further, go bigger, see more, do more, get better. It's always been my thing. I did always want to like do bigger and better things and go further, but I never thought it would be in the music world, because I thought that was so surface level. I thought that was unimpactful. Like, I didn't think of music and as arts, if I'm being like, I remember going to like the MoMA, like in New York, Metropolitan Art Museum. I think that's right. And looking at these paintings, like abstract paintings, and just be like, ugh, come on, get on with it. Like, this is not real life. This is not the useful stuff. And now I'm knee deep in it. And I'm like, boy, if it wasn't for that, nothing really makes sense type thing. Yeah, I never thought I'd be making music. So that makes it even more scary. You just end up in something you didn't really like. It kind of just happened to me. Like I said, I've just been blessed and then blessed again and blessed again. I did act on my blessings. So when people gave me an opportunity, or when I saw an opportunity, I went with it. Like, I went for it. And like I said, like I'm from a very small place. To me, it was all or nothing. And I think that's still my thinking to this day. And that's what makes it so scary, is that I'm not stopping for nothing. Zach Zoya is not gonna be like a Quebec sweetheart type of thing. Like, I'm not gonna be I'm not a local act, you know what I mean? Shout out to Quebec. That's where I'm from, to the day I die. But like, I'm going for the world. Like, I'm going for it all. Cause otherwise I could just be like, I could be very content with like living in Rouen and doing my little tour. I could hit like Trois-Rivières. I could hit Gatineau. I could hit Ottawa on the big day in Montreal, and then go back home and do my little music thing, and I'm good. No, like, I didn't know. I want it all. If everything had stopped for real 2 years ago, like if it was to never get better than 2 years ago, in terms of like, I don't know, my career in general, I would consider myself stuck. Stuck in a place where I don't really want to be. I don't mean physically. I mean in terms of where I see what part of my journey I'm at right now. I feel like the goal is there and I'm here. Fuck. Can't get any further. Like, damn. I'd be mad as hell. But we're here. And we still got time. I'm curious to see how it's gonna look in another 2 years. Follow me more in the like, whoa, yo, is it about to happen? Or if it's all gonna make sense. It's always ups and downs, right? What would life be if it wasn't for ups and downs? It wouldn't be fun if it wasn't for that. Fuck, we're gonna have to figure that out. Now, a new platform, a new way of doing things. Okay, let's get to it. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take time. You're gonna do it. You're gonna fail. You're gonna do it again. You're gonna fail. You're gonna change the way you go about things. You're gonna do it, and then you're gonna fail. And then you're gonna do it, and then realize that the 3 previous times you didn't really fail. You just failed at like a specific part of the thing. So it's kind of wins. So then you do it again, but with a renewed like perspective on things, and then you see it as a bigger win. And then 2 years later, you realize that that was still a fail in that certain way. And then I don't know. But I'm having a blast. Thank God for music.